So today is Friday, August 4th, 2023, day one of our 8th annual?
No, let's go 6th annual.
Six big annual trip.
Yes.
So we're just getting ready to head down into Plentywood, and it sounds like the rest of our art group, or a good chunk of our art group, is going that way, or two of them are going that way anyway, and Johnny might be coming too, and Carmen is here. Carmen's here to escort us. This is our road support. And so yeah, we're just about getting ready to go. And I'm still riding my ST 1300, but Mr. Wright, Mr. Cameron, is on something a little different this year. You want to give me a little heads up?
In true annual trip fashion, about a week and a half ago, I ran into some issues with my bike. I've got oil and antifreeze crossing over on my 78 wing. So my brother John, our VP here in the Antique Riders Club, gracious enough to lend me his 81 Interstate. So this will be my trusty steed for the next 10 days and approximately 6,000 kilometers we have planned as we head out to the Oregon coast via Montana, central Idaho, central Oregon. We'll swing up the Pacific Coast Highway into Washington State and then make our way back via you know, Bellingham, Spokane, that northern curve. So it'll be a beauty.
She's a chrome beaut. Not gonna miss her on the interstates, on this interstate.
Absolutely.
And here's Jeremy off towards Ontario pretty shortly, him and Bob. You pretty excited?
Oh yeah.
She's
maybe an hour's sleep last night.
Yeah, I was up at 4. I'm like, okay, that's it, I'm up.
I didn't go to bed till 3. At least that was the last time I looked at the clock anyway.
Okay, a few more to show up and then we're off to Plentywood. Cheers.
All right guys, Cameron here, President Antique Riders Club. Cameron and Kev's 2023 trip is underway. We are headed out to the Oregon coast, and for the first time we have the luxury of traveling with our other two brothers, Bob and Jeremy. And we're all going to head south together to Plentywood, Montana. Jeremy, Bob head east, me and Kev head west. We'll see you on the other side.
So got a little over 2.5 hours to go to our destination for day one. Pretty nice weather on the way out until the last hour. It's kind of ratcheted from 22 degrees nice and comfy up to 30, 31 a little bit. So, but we did do some damage to some grasshoppers and had some on our boots and all over the place, so it's kind of nasty. So just stop for a little bit of hydration, check things over, and away we go. How you feeling?
It's been a good day so far. It only got warm in the last hour, like to the point where you're starting to sweat. Other than that, it was a nice, partly cloudy, you know, slightly overcast kind of start to our day.
Yeah.
We've made really good time. You know, we're a little over 600K under our belt now.
Yep.
And, you know, a couple hundred more to go. We'll be at our destination a little over 2 hours. So
we're Fort Belknap right now. So
yeah,
just the First Nations area, it looks like. So looking forward to get back on the highway and maybe pick up some good old Kentucky whiskey before we get to our place.
Somewhere there's a bourbon with my name on it, brother.
Both our names.
See you next stop.
Back at it.
Hey everyone, bike trip 2023 well underway. We left out of Regina here this morning. Me and my good friend Kev Carlson headed for Great Falls, Montana today. We've got over 700 kilometers behind us. Left out of Regina at 7 o'clock this morning. I guess it'd make 4 o'clock local time and 5 o'clock at home. Got about an hour and 15 minutes left till we hit our destination. Beauty day. She warmed up. Looking forward to the next 9 days. You'll be sick of me by the time it's over, I'm sure. Hey everyone, end of day one here in Great Falls, Montana. We had 849 kilometers worth of ground covered today. Honestly, pretty uneventful considering some of the overhead helicopters we're hearing. Sure, why not?
Right over.
Yeah, right over top. So left out of Regina first thing this morning. Took us about 11 hours total to make the trip. We stopped for lunch, had a couple of good long rest stops in the middle. Both bikes ran real well. Everything went really good. Lots of grasshoppers in northern Montana, kind of
Just gross.
west of Plentywood. Kev's got lots of scars to show for
just
for it
disgusting.
on his bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow morning we'll be headed off to Idaho. We're going to hit the Lolo Pass, and we'll go get ourselves a good night's rest. So we'll catch you tomorrow morning. We'll give you an AM update.
So here we are, day 2. Feeling a little rough thanks to some pretty nice bourbon last night and a few cocktails at supper, but that's how we kick these off. That's how we know we're alive. And bikes are more or less clean, bug-free, and the fork on this bike's giving a little bit of leaky, so hopefully we can keep it rolling. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? So like we noticed early already in the day yesterday, I had a bit of a weep around the fork seal. But you know what, it handled all things considered, even when, you know, you had to move around some road debris and stuff. So topped up, it's a manual air suspension, of course, on this 81 interstate. So
yeah, so you just take there's a Schrader valve, you just pump a little bit of air in there and away she goes.
Yeah, so we topped that off this morning, and we'll keep an eye on it throughout the day. Otherwise, you know, for an old girl, she ran real good. Today we are going to head off to the Lolo Pass. That's our first stop of the day, kind of most scenic road we'll see today. So we're in Great Falls now. We'll head down through Missoula, and we're going to take the scenic route, Highway 89/200 versus running the interstate. So we'll be there in 3.5 hours.
Yep.
With more updates, we'll catch you then.
Yeah, and it's looking like we're gonna better keep the rain gear at the top of the bags because it is cloudy and there is forecast for a little bit of wetness, but that doesn't stop us. I think we're fairly well sorted in that department these days, so
we ain't stopping because we're wet.
We're not stopping.
Let's go.
All right, give her. Well, it's not gonna be keep the rain gear at the top of the bag. It's put on the rain gear. As soon as we went for breakfast, just basically got our food and it starts raining. Son of a gun. So it's a rain gear kind of day, but we're heading out. But hopefully it's not gonna last. It looks like it's a little clear. We'll make it work. End of day 2. We had awesome riding today on some parts of Idaho that I didn't know existed, and we just had a ball.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So we did left out of Great Falls this morning, came down 200 into Missoula, which was absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, gorgeous.
Fantastic highway the whole way. Once we got into there, we took the High US 12, which is the Lolo Pass, down into Idaho. Again, fantastic ride. So we started out this morning with the rain gear on, had breakfast this morning, had to gear up. It was pouring pretty hard out of Great Falls. Once we got about 3 hours down the highway, we were able to strip the gear off.
It got warm quick.
It did, yeah. Like once we came out of the rain, we hit the heat, and it jumped like 8 or 10 degrees, pretty much inside of about a 10-mile range.
Yeah,
so
we had to pull over and just gear down
immediately. And we got in about an hour and a half, and then we hit another cell, and we had to pull over and gear up, and we got pretty wet for that one. That was coming down actually even harder, I think, than the one this morning.
And that little highway we took off that highway, that offshoot, it was like cutest little highway. It was just like...
Yeah, we got, I think I had the avoid highway setting on Google Maps, and we got kind of rerouted around, that would be Kuzkia, Idaho, I believe, is the area type of thing. Ended up on a bit of a back road, but it was gorgeous, so we rode that out.
Yep.
And then finished our day here. We're in New Meadows, Idaho, so we've got about 665K on for the day. Bikes ran good, got a good night's rest, and we'll head into Oregon tomorrow.
And we had brisket for supper. It was pretty epic.
The Intersection Barbecue and Grill in New Meadows, Idaho. Yeah, definitely a pretty good meal option if you happen to be in the neighborhood.
If you're going through Idaho, don't blink, because you will miss New Meadows. It's a tiny little 500 and some people town, but it's sure nice in here. So we're another night and give her tomorrow.
Another beautiful day. We'll catch some miles tomorrow. We'll see everybody
cool.
then.
See ya.
There you go.
Now you can see us. Yay!
Yeah. So Sunday morning in the Bible Belt, and there's not a whole lot open at the crack of dawn, and it's
gas station only, really. A&W/gas station, but the A&W is not open till 10.
Yeah, and we aren't hanging around for 3 hours for a sausage sandwich.
No. So, but we had a light supper last night. We just had a little bit of brisket and a side. That was perfect, you know. And then had some cocktails and slept really good. And kind of nice
for another day.
Yeah, but we got how many? Like,
it's a light day today.
No, but I mean, how many kilometers to the next gas station? And then after that, like we could be dipping into your reserve tank that you always take with you.
It was kind of interesting when I booked this particular motel room. The gal I talked to actually made a point of saying that, you know, like when you're in the neighborhood, make sure you're running on a full tank, because gas stops are few and far between. And looking here this morning, you know, I had a fuel stop plan, you know, 2 hours down the road type of thing, and it looks like that's exactly the case. They're not open Sunday mornings, so we're going to fuel up at an hour where they are open, and then you know, again in 3 hours when they are open again type of thing.
Yeah, so there's going to be a big long stretch there where we...
Consistent planning, right? Yeah. So, you know, it's lots of guys look at, you know, even some of the guys we ride with, look at how I kind of do our routes and the thought and the planning that goes into it, and we're just going to wing it. I don't have a big enough tank to wing it like that. I'm winging it in brand only. I need to know when that next fuel stop is. So
I'm not too concerned, but still, I need fuel. Like like I can't ever run out of fuel, but you know,
the difference between 300 kilometers and 400 kilometers is an awful lot of Cam standing on the side of the road by himself, though. So we're gonna fuel up early and often today, and we're not gonna drive past one just for the sake of doing it. Light day today, just 300 miles, about 6 hours and 40 minutes in the saddle, according to the lovely Google Maps calculation. Lots of Oregon scenic byways today, so we're real close to Oregon border here. We'll slide over there in the next hour or so.
We won't hit the coast yet.
No, we've still got a whole nother day to go. So our end point today is there goes a mosquito in the ear. Is a place called Heppner, Oregon. And no particular significant value other than it's at the end of a good day worth of scenery and the end of a couple of scenic byways. So hopefully we've got lots of stories to tell tonight. There's some really interesting, you know, kind of stops along the way. Today's a little bit of a lighter day mileage-wise. Pardon me. So that we have a chance to, you know, stop and see some of these things. There's an old dredge I kind of wanted to stop and take a peek at. And,
we don't often do that. That's not been our game plan. We've always been miles, so it'd be nice to kind of stop for a few places, that's for sure.
Take in the local, all the local has to offer. So
betcha.
Have a great day, everyone.
All right, talk to you soon. Well, rain gear-tastic trip continues. We're headed into the...
Yeah, we didn't make it about 20 miles down the road this morning here. We're in Council, Idaho. Just pulled over. There's definitely a storm that we're going to ride right through.
Absolutely.
So we're going to gear up.
So we had to stop in Cambridge, Idaho here to get some gas, and it was just raining, raining, raining. So we stopped inside of here and got ourselves a few coffees, and some apple fritters were actually pretty good. So feeling ready to go again?
Yeah, the rain has definitely let up quite a bit since we got here 45 minutes ago. Nice little break. Had a chat with a couple of locals. Nice little community. Headed off to Hell's Canyon though, so that should be a good run. About 110 miles from here to Baker City via Hell's Canyon scenic byway. So
sounds like a plan.
Looking forward to that.
Good. Giver. So we just stopped at the Sumpter dredge, which Cameron wanted to see, and it is like a hotel with a big ass mechanical arm out the front. So Cam, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, obviously made quite popular with the series Gold Rush after Tony Beats brought one back to life, and that up in I guess the Yukon, pardon me. It's kind of what popped my eye when I was looking at the Scenic Byways guide, and that's how this road was chosen. We're on the Elkhorn Scenic, Oregon's Elkhorn Scenic Byway is what it's called. And in addition to some, really nice curvy roads and some beautiful views, things like this kind of historical pieces came out. So we just finished chatting with the host inside the visitor center here, and she said it mined out 9 tons of gold in its 30-ish year lifespan.
All
really
small stuff, she said.
Yeah, and all fine stuff. So the tailings it put out, she said anything bigger than a dime went out the back end. So if there was a giant gold nugget the size of a baseball, or really the
or
size
even a
of
marble,
quarter,
yeah,
the size of a quarter, it would have went out the back into the tailings because of the design of the trommel and the sluice boxes on this one. So
yeah,
it's interesting technology. This one, she tells us, was built in California and moved up here by rail. And it's just a really interesting piece of history.
Yeah, and put together in pieces, and each of those buckets has to weigh 5,000 pounds.
Yeah, they talked about the weight when they were talking about it on Gold Rush, the series.
Yeah.
And
let's just have a look
I think, the biggest thing to note is that we don't normally do this type of touristy stuff, right? We kind of see it on the highway as we roll by and
go stand by one of the buckets. Go stand right down there.
we keep on rolling, and then that's the end of it. So this thing floats in about 9 feet of water, and it makes its own pond as it goes, they tell us. So again, interesting part of history that I know very little about in the grand scheme of things, but it's
what a monster.
It's a pleasure to see. So,
yeah.
thanks for tuning in, folks.
Well, Cam and I have been on some absolutely epic roads, but this one might just take the cake. This road is pretty much picture perfect for the postcard for any biker that you might know. And like, it has been an hour of just curves through the forest. This pavement isn't awesome, but where it started was fantastic. And Oregon just keeps giving and giving and giving.
So we're on the Blue Mountain Scenic Byway, almost exactly halfway between Granite, Oregon and Ukiah, Oregon. Headed towards Ukiah. We started, I guess technically we took part of the Elkhorn first, coming out of Baker City through Sumpter, and then it turns into the Blue Mountains. So needless to say, good on Oregon with their scenic byways. You know, this one here happens to be chip sealed, so it is a little bit hard on the tires, and you definitely have to be cautious in the corners. It's real loose on the shoulders. And there has been you know, a little bit of rock has fallen off of cliff faces and stuff on the road, but it's not rough, it's not unmanageable, and we're on, you know, large touring bikes, so it's a beautiful ride. We must have seen what, probably 20-ish other bikers go in the opposite direction total. And that's it, really. And really, that's it. And have we seen a car yet? No, we passed a car like a half an hour ago. But that was the closest we came. And it's just been carved through the forest, and this is about the only place I could find where you could actually get a view. And I had to stop Cam and turn around just to get this. It's like, this isn't what we get to see on the road, but this is like what's just on the other side. Absolutely beautiful. I don't like that.
So we just wrapped up the day of riding some of the most beautiful secondary scenic highways I think we've ever seen. Like I said in that last video, just amazing.
They're only the best roads you've ever been on because they're the most recent, Jeff.
No, I guess.
They've all been so damn good.
So we ended up in Hapner, Oregon, and kind of the only place to eat was either the gas station or get pizza. So we got pizza, got some road beers here, and we're just wrapping up the day. Couldn't have been better, man. Like,
yeah. So
the rain on and off is about the only thing I could have done without. But other than that, rocking day.
Yeah, fantastic. So that Blue Mountain Scenic Byway, definitely recommend. And we took our sweet time. You know, we talked about the chip seal and stuff, which wasn't terrible. It wasn't half as rough on the tires and stuff as we thought it was going to be. Everything looks pretty good. But you know, if you're on two wheels and you've got time on your hands, I would highly recommend. Yeah. So another beautiful day, a pile of scenery. It was 11 hours and change since we started out this morning, and we only covered like 430 some kilometers, right? It was a very low speed day, right? The scenery was just that good. The roads were that curvy.
Oh, and just back and forth and in and out, and and every couple miles be, oh, caution, more curvy roads. Oh no. Yeah.
So 11 hours and 10 minutes, and sorry, it was 481 kilometers. Yeah. And again, we took our sweet time, we stopped, we had a nice lunch, and all of that time is accounted for in there. Yeah. This is since we left the hotel this morning until we checked in here, so.
Great day.
Absolutely.
Anyway, back at her tomorrow. Just wanted to show you the nice little motel we stayed at. Sure, a nice little place. It kind of reminds me what a kind of roadhouse style motel would be, with this nice little courtyard in the middle.
Come on now.
Like, how nice is this? So there's this kind of little courtyard with kind of a little fountain and picnic table with an umbrella where we had supper last night, and all the doors kind of point onto this. So kind of a neat little motel area. I kind of really enjoyed it here. So Cam is just getting ready to go here. There are no breakfast places around, so we were told that the Circle K gas station next door was our best bet, and they had a deep fryer there, all heated up, and Cameron had biscuits and chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak with biscuits and sausage gravy from the Circle K gas station here in Heppner, Oregon. And I'm not like a connoisseur or nothing, but it was damn good. Like for $8, you certainly couldn't go wrong, and I'd just as soon have that over a sausage McMuffin any day
Well,
of the week.
I played it safe and I went with the sausage McMuffin.
But a gas station sausage McMuffin, not McDonald's.
It was
And again,
warm.
It was good too.
It was warm. Yeah, it was fine. So anyway, we're all geared up. Just had to do a little service work on the wing here and kind of got our windshields all cleaned up. And so we are making our way to Bend, Oregon today, which is one of our kind of our more favorite areas of the country. So we're really looking forward to that.